Hello and welcome back to the .cineclub.podcast. I'm Elliott.
I'm Billy.
I'm Dion.
And I'm Jake. Today we're digitising into the grid to talk all things Tron, from the original up to the new Tron Ares. Let's go back to the cult classic that started it all. Are you a fan?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's not amazing, but like for what it was, and on rewatch a few days ago, I think it's generally still pretty fun, even if I do think it's a bit boring at times.
Yeah, it is a bit boring at times. I think like a lot of the setup for it takes ages to get going, but like once it gets going, I really enjoy it.
And a lot of the dialogue is like gibberish.
It is so,
it's just
gibberish. It's
yeah.
nonsense.
That's the thing. Well, go on, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, but I've watched this. I love this movie. I watched it when I was like, I grew up with it. I was like 7, and I didn't understand. I was just like, hell yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but this is awesome.
I definitely find it very much part. It's definitely an 80s film, really, because the whole film is like random hacker tries to find out that his game code's been stolen, so he wants revenge, and then he gets sent to the grid, and it's just this weird
digital frontier.
Yeah, it's weird. And then you have like the weird redhead guy, Sark, who's very much
go on, play the
generic.
Game. You don't know who Sark is.
Video game villain with the red little helmet, and yes, they have to play a big disc. It's just absolute daft, but I love it. And then the main villain himself is just this very mustache-twirling British guy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, David Warner, I'd seen him in a few things before. I feel like he's one of those actors who, like, there'll be two cultures who know him very well. There'll be, like, people who probably... It's like Terrence Stamp. I think people will know him either as, like, Shakespearean, really good. He's in, like, Titanic and stuff, really... like, you know, quite high-class British actor, and then there's me, who knows him from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, and Tron, and, like, stuff like that, and, like, I love him, he's great.
I do really like Sark in it, but I feel like he's just doing a Darth Vader impression for most of it. Like,
true.
I felt that a lot more when I've just rewatched it. Like, his mannerisms and the way that he comes out with his lines felt like he was trying to channel Darth Vader. That's
the thing that that's the other thing I think is quite cool about this film, though, that you don't really get in the other ones off the top of my head, the fact that everyone's playing two characters. Like, so you get like
Legacy does that a tiny bit.
Legacy, because
the guy who plays Tron is the guy who.
I'll get to that later. But that's like one of my main issues with the franchise. Tron isn't not in it.
There's
like
a big blank spot.
Yeah, he's basically like the main character of this one, aside from Flynn. And then he's just like not present at all as a functioning character in either of the other two films.
Well, I think that's the fundamental issue with it, is that Jeff Bridges went on to be a much bigger actor than Bruce Boxleitner was. And I love Bruce Boxleitner in these films. I think he's really, really good in the original, especially. So it's really sad, because it's like I wish they didn't just delete him as a character, basically, because it's like, because they want to keep Jeff Bridges in it, because then he became the dude, and they were like, oh, we got to get that guy back. Like,
I know, it feels really weird when you go back and you watch the original Tron, and like you see a young Jeff Bridges. It just feels, it doesn't feel right seeing him young.
It doesn't. No, that's what I thought. I remember when I heard about it, like, before I'd even seen the film, I was just aware that Jeff Bridges was in it, and I was like, wait, seriously, that Jeff Bridges, like the bearded guy? And he looks really cool in this film, like, and I think he plays it off really well, and I like the fact that, like, this could have been really terrible if all of the actors hadn't committed to how wild everything was. Because, I mean, the production of this film is, like, unbelievable. Like, you couldn't...
Great for 1982.
It's so good for 1982, but, like, you couldn't even fathom making a film like that now. Because if I remember rightly, I think they shot the whole thing in black and white. So they were filming it in, like, these black and white sets, black and white costumes. And then they would basically put the cells onto, like, a backlit panel and then photograph every frame of it again to get the color coming through. So, like, all of the, like, little details on that, it was all just black and white costumes, and then they only added the color after. So, I mean, it must have been insane from what you saw being filmed to then watch it finished. And, you know, it's very janky, but, like, I think it works.
I think it looks great. I think people just slate the film because it's got early CGI, but I don't even think the early CGI is that bad, because it fits the tone.
It's the most CGI has been, like, by that point, by 1982 standards, like, it was the most it was, like, used for, like, a continuous length of time.
Well, that's it, and I can forgive it because it's set in a digital world, and nobody so it's okay that it doesn't look like perfect modern CGI. Like,
it's meant to be like a video game, like an early video game, and that's what it looks
exactly
like.
Exactly that, And this was like 10 years before 3D video games were, like, even a blip on the horizon of, like, actual real development. So, like, I think they predicted it well. Like it looks.
I do think like the CGI and everything is obviously gorgeous, but like the bikes and everything are generally one of my favorite designs of the film. Like I think we were talking about this yesterday, but like the light bikes in it just generally just shocks me how much I really love them.
They look so cool.
When they like appear in Aries for like a bit, I was like, oh my god! Like,
yeah. Well,
so
I think
cool.
that the light cycle sequence in the original, I think is. I slightly prefer it to Legacy. I think they both do their own thing, but like there's just something about like the way the film starts where you see the video game. They're like, oh, this is light cycle, and then it zooms in and you're inside the digital version.
It's very
of it.
charming.
Like, it's so cool. Like
then Clue. Oh, is it Clue? Just one of the random people.
Clue is in the first one.
Yeah. He shows up in the tank, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The janky tank.
He's like in the tank, and then he gets like brutally murdered. He's like,
it's the funniest frame in the film when he's about to crash. Just screaming.
It takes him maybe 5 minutes to get to the point. It's the thing where it was one of the scenes which actually just made me kind of blank out for a bit because it just goes on for long.
But it's like I just love that.
It's charming, but like it just goes on.
Yeah, it's that cutting between the real world and what's going on in the computer, and like obviously as they developed it a bit more and made it more of a like, oh, there's like way more lore to like what's going on in the grid. Like I love all of that as well, but I like in this one the way it is just like the grid. It's just your Apple Macintosh. It's what you do your work on, you know, and like
it's just like accounting programs coming along and
being
forced to fight in video games.
It's such a cool concept. Like, I love
the
that.
master computer, master
control.
Yeah, master control.
End of line.
Like, but he talks to the villain over the screen.
Yeah, well, that's he
starts
threatening the CEO in real life, doesn't he? He's like, I'm going to take the Pentagon.
Which
He's like, oh my god.
I'm surprised we never see that again at all in the others because.
Well, you do kind of because it's master control is Ares. And then, when Evan Peters is speaking to him, he's got like the face.
Yeah. But
cool.
as I'm saying, the Master Control is just a random like villain in that universe, not like someone controlling Master Control.
I know that's the thing because I think I know we're getting too far ahead with this, but I do think that like anybody who's criticizing Ares when it was first announced as like, oh, Tron comes into real life. I know it's aesthetically not as exciting, but they have really been hinting at that since this first one. Like,
that was the original plan when Legacy was going to come out.
Their whole plot for years has been, oh, these fucking programs want to get out of their computer. They want to fuck you up. Like, you know, they're really angry. Like, it's kind of like, I think it's fair enough that was the progression they took it in. But yeah, I like the way that this one ends. I mean, you know, there is. I think that is it the shot where he like falls through the MCP and he looks like it looks like somebody dropped an action figure in slow motion, and he's like sort of like and like, you know, this is what I mean though. It's so charming. Like I can forgive that. I love
how easy the ending is though, because Buddy Flynn gets a girlfriend, which
he totally steals Tron's girl. Also, like Yori
he goes on the helicopter with her.
Yeah, she was like. Well, yeah, that's true, because Yori was kind of going out with Tron, and then Flynn kisses her. Tron is none the wiser. He's like getting his ass kicked on the ground at this point.
When she goes up to him, it's like, oh, sorry, we thought you were dead.
It's like,
moves on. What even happened to Yori?
We've been having a bit of a kiss here.
I can't remember. I don't know.
Because she's not in Legacy.
She's not in Legacy, and unlike some of the others,
That's
don't
what I'm saying.
think she's in Uprising.
Legitimately, I bet he divorced her ass.
Yeah, he must have, which is harsh. But
which is funny because like the whole point is, the someone from the grid's gone to the human world, which we see once again in Legacy and Ares. But like, it's funny how legitimately in the first one and even the second one, it's just like he's fucked off.
That's it. I feel like they do that too much, where they set up this great little set of characters and then they just forget about them because it takes them so fucking long to make the next movie. It's like they had quite a fun set of characters. Like, I know Alan Bradley and I can't remember her name in real life, but Cindy Morgan, whoever her character is, in like their real life equivalents, like that little dynamic of the three of them, I think they play off each other really well. And you know, it's only like the first 15 minutes or whatever, but I like the fact that like they all work in the Encom tower, they all do their little things. He's been kicked out, so he's got an arcade. I mean, you know, it's a dude who runs an arcade. He's like the coolest character ever by default, in my opinion. And yeah, so like, I know, like, it does take a while to get going, but I do like, I like the fact that like he basically, you know, it's like this whole thing of like, oh man, I really want to get all my programming back. If only there was a better way. And then he ends up stuck in the place himself. And he's like, shit, right, well, I can do it now. I don't really want to though. Like these people are like, because everybody talks about discs and light cycles, but everybody forgets about that stupid one where they have like the catching mitts and they're like throwing like
There's a reason they've never
each
brought
other.
that one back.
They never brought that back, and that's like
had
that's
to
the
reboot
first
the-
game they play. Yeah.
They had to reboot the grid, and legitimately we never saw anything of that again. Because,
Even the arcade
because Bungie
game-
said reasons.
Yeah, like even the arcade game ignores that game. Like they knew how stupid that was because like the arcade game has 4 mini games and that isn't one of them. And
The
they're like,
arcade game is like so cool because it's just like you said, the movie. But like, there's so many versions of it. You had the proper arcade of Disney Springs. You had like
That's
the
true,
GTA
yeah.
game, and it just felt like it was pretty much a lot of the scenes into the film.
well,
And it's very well done.
I know it's funny because it's like I think everybody just assumes that it's like in the film when because they're not playing Tron, they're playing Light Cycle. Everybody assumes that it's like the arcade game is just the Light Cycle bit, but that's only one of the mini games. And to be honest, that's the only one that anyone really wants to play.
They had
But,
to make a
like,
light cycle run game. pretty much.
but like I do like it. It's cool because it's got that glowing like flight stick and like a little spinner. It's such a weird looking cabinet.
It's
But
that interesting of a game. They've put it into GTA 5.
that did they?
Yeah, and it's in the online. I think it's on your TVs or penthouses in the apartments. It's like a line game, and you can. It's up to 4 players, and there's 4 different coloured lines. You're like racing against each
Oh,
other,
it's
trying to
just
cut them off.
basically Light Cycle.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's
I
pretty
didn't
much
know that.
it's pretty much you get like proper bikes too.
Oh man, there
Yeah,
you go.
well, that's the whole thing. It's like this and Legacy. Obviously the kind of cult films, but they've left like such a impact on
Yeah,
pop culture.
like-
It's bizarre.
It's weird, and I feel like Tron's one of those things where like it's almost like the Godzilla franchise where like people know what you're talking about, but they've never seen it.
Mhm.
Like you could say Tron, they'd be like, oh yeah, the
The
computer,
Simpsons bit.
Yeah.
like the Simpsons.
You guys ever seen Tron? no.
Yes, no.
yeah, that's basically it. It's so strange, and I remember being like, I was like literally the only person I knew who had liked any of these films for like a really long time, and I only really watched them on the back of like playing the arcade game at 4 Quarters in Newcastle, which the cabinet's gone, rest in peace. I played it, and also because I love Daft Punk, so I watched Legacy pretty much entirely because I'd listened to the score and I was like, oh, this music's awesome. I wonder what the film's like. I hated it the first time.
No!
I really wasn't that
No,
bothered.
yeah,
It took me a
that's fair.
couple of attempts. Like the first Tron I tried to watch it like years ago when I was way younger. I didn't get all the gibberish. I thought it was just nonsense and turned it off. And Legacy, I watched, like I say, because of the music, and I thought it was all right, but like I sort of tape it off and never ended up finishing it. I just like listened to the score a lot, but then I don't know, something clicked and I went back to it and I ended up loving Legacy and then went and watched the original Tron. And I like watched them all out of order, and then because of that, I think it made me appreciate each entry more. So like that once I'd like seen the original and especially Uprising, like Legacy went way up in my estimations. I was like, oh my god, that is like so much better. Like it's not even like a guilty pleasure to me now. Like I think Legacy is the one where I would say that's just a really good film. And like, you know, Tron, I love it, but it's not an easy watch unless you're like kind of into it.
Takes
like,
a couple of times. Like I watched it the first time and I wasn't really fussed on it,
Yeah.
but I liked it a lot more on the second time. That's the same with
it grows
Legacy.
on you though, doesn't it? Because you
Yeah.
think about it and then you go back to it and it's like, oh, this is way cooler. Than I remember.
Yeah.
It's so
Because
weird.
I rewatched it like again for like I don't know, because when I watched it when I was young, like 7 or 8, I
Yeah.
hadn't watched it in like 5 years, and so
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
rewatched it, because I rewatched it a few years ago and then this year,
Mhm.
and I'm like thinking, okay, so Tron is Kevin. That's what I've got in my
Yeah,
head,
yeah,
Kevin
it's-
Flynn. But then they said, oh, this is Tron. I'm like, oh,
It's
so
the-
Kevin
it's-
Flynn is not Tron.
It's the Zelda problem, isn't
Yeah.
it? Where it's like everybody, the franchise is called Tron, but Tron is
Yeah.
like hardly in it. Like he's not the main character.
7-year-old me was convinced that was Tron, and because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he's the main character. It's Tron, and because I wasn't listening to a word they were saying, 'cause it's all gibberish.
Yeah.
What does computer mean?
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
but it's just
CPU.
I've like grown to love that, like the way they talk about it, because it's like just the way they don't call them like they're not humans, they're users.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff like that, and like, oh, he fights for the users, and the way it's like they like make it out like it's like religion, and like they worship like they worship the users like they're god, and they're trying to like, you know, the master control's like, no, I am your god, and like you could really read quite deep into it and make like
It's funny.
you know.
I remind me, the Master Control's bloody face is so
Stupid.
it's similar to what you said about GTA. It's so stupid that South Park literally made him a character.
Yes.
Did they?
Yes.
Yeah, in
Oh my god.
in one of the Super Friends episodes, they made him like the character.
Yeah.
Well,
it's this like big, weird, like wide face. It's like
he's kind of like I've forgotten the proper name for it, but like the Great Intelligence or whatever it was called from Marvel before they gave him like a humanoid form. He was just like a big green face.
just floating. Yeah.
So it was that's what it always reminded me of whenever I watched it.
It's just cool.
God.
Yeah.
The
And
whole
like they
film's
have all.
quite cool. It's just cool aesthetics.
It is, and
Tron's never
Sorry, just thinking about it.
Tron's never like prided itself on, expert character work or
No,
brilliant
no.
stories, but like it's just always like, well, almost always, just really good filmmaking technique. Like this is massively ahead of its time in terms of visuals and soundtrack, and Legacy is as well. As we'll get on to.
100%. I can't fathom how like, even if like you aren't that into Legacy as a film, the aesthetic of it is undeniably like mind blowing. Like it's so good looking, and like I really, really want to see it in 3D because it was one of those films.
Missed it.
I missed it.
We missed it.
The times I showed it in 3D, and I missed out. But
It's a bloody football game.
yeah, but no, I think the original Tron is. I'll defend it. My mom hates it, but whatever. Yeah. And it's just it's so weird. But like, it's like Star Wars. I think where it sets up all of this stuff, it just never got as big. Like. They had all of the groundwork. Like, they had cool vehicles. They have light cycles, recognizers. They have enough lore, enough sort of, like, the Chosen One narrative. It's very similar, but, like, God. But it just never quite... People just never quite got it the same way, I guess, which is, because it is... You can just class it as a Star Wars ripoff, but I think it's more than that, It's really cool.
No, it is more than that. I just think... Star Wars is like baked into its DNA.
Yeah.
So you're saying the score sounds something between John Williams' Star Wars score and something you would hear in the background of Tomorrowland at Disneyland.
I really do like the score. I was actually listening to it.
That's so
I was
funny.
listening to it, and I'm like going, "Damn, this is like so generic 70s sci-fi compared to like Legacy and even Ares."
Yeah, because if you compare it to like Daft Punk and Nine Inch Nails.
Oh no, I'm not even comparing
gonna
it.
be as good as that.
I'm comparing to like early 70s movie music, like sci-fi, like Star Wars, Star Trek, and
I mean,
what do you call it? The Steven Spielberg film, not E.T. The
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters.
Yeah, I think there is.
Barry's not included. Like
I do know what you mean. Where there was like a movement of those like wannabe Star Wars. My favorite's always
and they
been.
have to add like a choir in the background. Like the opening track is legitimately I think it's like oh god.
I don't know, but I like it because I think it's Wendy Carlos who was like very much.
She's a good composer, but like it's just.
She was like one of the first ones to ever use like electronic music and film scores though. Yeah. So I think it's quite good to see that come full circle, and like you in the same way they probably thought, dude, we need like an electronic dance score for Tron Legacy. Who are we going to do? Oh, there's two guys who dress up like robots. It's perfect. I feel like they did the same thing with her where they're like, oh, it's a film all about being inside of a computer and like technology. Why don't we get, the person who literally influenced like all of this sort of electronic sound and like, but it's not just synths. It's like it's got that, like you say, the choir and the orchestra.
The choir where it goes bum bum. Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's cool. I just think
happy
it's
you
got
guys enjoy it.
Such a sense of like wonder about. Like,
I get the wonder
world.
part. I just don't. I was listening to it outside for a bit. I'm like, I do not click with this at
That's
all.
fair.
Yeah, like I said, I like it. It's just like a very early sci-fi space age feel to it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It fits
that.
the vibe.
We talk about Legacy now?
Yeah.
I mean, we've
Legacy
dropped the breadcrumbs, so we might as well.
We've dropped it a few times.
Anyone else have anything particular about the original Tron?
Love it.
Love it.
It.
Excellent. Awesome. I'm happy with that.
Moving on then to the criminally underrated Tron Legacy. What works about it for you?
Not Jeff Bridges. The PS2 Jeff Bridges.
I love Clue's awful CGI face. I made him my profile picture if I can be
I spent like 20 minutes yesterday convincing. I was talking to Reese because he was telling me about ABBA Voyage. ABBA Voyage is literally just the CGI Jeff Bridges. It's just 4 of those. Like I was like, oh my god!
I bloody love this film for all the right and wrong reasons. It's so good, but like Jeff Bridges' Clue CGI face is still the funniest thing I've seen.
Well, see, I don't think the Clue face would be as bad if they didn't do the flashback scene right at the start where he looks just like Clue.
Exactly, because you could convince everyone that he's a program, and it would be a little
if
bit
they
of a giveaway,
if they
I
did
guess,
it about
from,
if they made him look 10 years younger instead of looking bloody 30, I think it would have worked a tiny bit more.
I don't think that would have helped the CGI though.
Yeah.
Would
I think it's already a hard enough sell, but like I say, if they didn't do the flashback scene at the start, then or if they just done like it obscured his face,
wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
they
if
didn't.
you could easily tell that it was Jeff Bridges. You hear his voice, and then immediately following that like news thing. Oh, Kevin Flynn's gone missing. So put the dots together. It's obviously going to be Kevin Flynn. You don't have to show his daft CGI face.
Yeah.
Similar to Tron, like the first one where all the CGI was used like very much a lot. Wasn't this the first time ever de-age technology was like used as a main plot?
Probably one of the earlier examples.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't
was
the first because X-Men used it and stuff like that, but it wasn't like at the extent of...
Oh my god,
X-Men
it
was
looks awful.
terrible.
Yeah, Patrick, because we know what Patrick Stewart looks like. But anyways,
Shiny egghead Patrick Stewart. Yeah.
But Tron Legacy was released under Disney, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2010, 2011 Disney.
Because Disney, especially in the 2010s, had a tendency to use the ugly CGI faces.
Yes.
With, what was it, Peter Cushing in
Rogue
This
One.
was way before though.
I wouldn't say way
Legacy...
before. It was about 3 or 4 years before.
Was Legacy 2010?
2010, yeah.
Rogue One was like 2015.
It was 6 years.
Yeah, but it still didn't get any better.
Yeah.
It didn't get much better. No, it got a tiny bit better though. I think Rogue One with the rubber faced.
The faces are good. It's just a mouth which ruins it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I buy into it. I think the problem is it's because the discourse about it is so. Like, I just expected it, you know, you go in because everybody talks about it. It's like one of those things where, like, if I was watching it for the first time, I'd probably be like, whoa, that's a little bit
like
funny
me.
looking. Jesus. Yeah, but because everybody had already said, that was like the two things I knew going into it. I knew it had the ugly CGI Jeff Bridges and the Daft Punk music. I knew very little else about it. But I mean, the opening of this film is superb. I think it's one of my favorite like film like sort of opening scenes. Just the introduction of like the whole thing of like, oh, Kevin Flynn's gone missing, and then that score kicks in, and like the like logo appears. Like it's so cool. Like I just love that. And
I know this was early meme humor, but like, the bit where Sam like pretty much hacks into the computer and stuff. It's
and he's like
cool,
putting and he's
then he jumps off like with the.
He puts one of your GIFs on the computer in the middle of a meeting.
It's
so cool.
The intro for this film is that cool that Ares just tries to completely reheat the nachos and just fails miserably at it.
I like that. That's a good analogy. Reheat the nachos.
I absolutely love that we see like MCOM like all together into this office, and then we get to see what it's like now, where they're trying to become very corrupt villainy.
Speaking of wasted characters, that's
Cillian Murphy.
They got Cillian Murphy.
Well,
Dillinger's son.
That's what I don't get about like the later Tron sequels. How is not only like A. Dillinger working at NCOM when the last one's been ousted for pinching everything? How does Dillinger have enough credibility to make its own massive company that's got these big 3D printers in the third film?
It's his son, isn't it? So I think they would probably go, oh, he's probably fine.
But his son's a dickhead as well, so like you'd think they would know.
We
like,
don't really get to know his son as much.
Well, he was there to set up being a villain in a sequel. So he obviously was a knacker. Because he's uncredited in the film because he's a cameo to set up a sequel.
Yes.
Was he uncredited?
Yeah, he was uncredited.
Wow. Yeah.
He was there as basically a favour to the director as like and so he didn't have to agree to like a proper like contracted salary and all that.
Okay, that makes sense.
If I'm in your film, I can be in the next one.
Yeah.
Can you pass me 50p?
It's like how they probably wanted Cillian Murphy for the new one as well, but now he's
they did want him because there was
Cillian
concept
Murphy
art, wasn't there, which pretty much leaks and it did show him in it.
But I think it sets everything up really well. I like the fact that he goes back. I mean, well, for one thing, Alan Bradley is in it as well as Tron-ish. I mean, Tron isn't
he's
really...
in it
as the
Boxlight is
Rizzler.
in it though.
He's in it as Rizzler.
Boxlight cameos very much twice, I think, in the film. He plays the guy who pretty much is friends with Carrot.
That's what I mean. He's Alan Bradley comes back and he's like, oh, you know, just to let you know, like, your dad's still missing. And he's like, yeah, I don't care, man, whatever. But, yeah.
Also, I want to talk about Michael Sheen.
Yes. Oh my god,
Michael Sheen is brilliant in this
He's
film,
the most flamboyant thing about this film.
He shows up and like, oh, it's Michael Sheen, and then he just starts acting crazy.
It's
like,
so good. It's Michael Sheen like done up like Ziggy Stardust.
Yes.
Like screaming, commanding Daft Punk to like play him some
dancing,
tunes. And it's like, it's so good. Like, I love that whole thing. And I also...
In the middle of like when the fighting, like, is it Sam?
It's Sam, Sam and Cora.
Yeah, when Sam's fighting, like he's just sat there vibing.
He's
like,
loving
next to
it.
Daft Punk.
And he's dancing and everything, and then you have and then when he meets Clue later on, Clue's like, "What the fuck are you?"
Because Clue's having none of his shit. He's like, "Oh fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, man." But it's like, I think he also sells like some of the best. I think he has some of the best lines in the film as well, because the way he starts going, "Son of Flynn," it's like it's so cool. Like it's just, I love it. I love
just
that
naming
whole...
as many things on the album as he can.
Yeah, that's basically
Daft Punk, can you tell me what the names of the songs are? All right, thank you.
They are just up above him.
Yeah, because I'd been like listening to the score so much, so when they started saying, I was like, "Oh my god, that's the name of the song." And I was like, "Oh, I get it," and I was like, and it all like put all the dots together, but. I love the fact that
when they play End of the Line, they say End of the Line, don't they?
It's at the End of Line Club.
The club is, and it's the End of Line Club, that's pretty cool. That would be like that'd be like if you could go to a club called See You Later, like in the human world. Like it's
yellow brick roads.
It's just one of those things. It's like, I just feel like they do. It's like it's fan service, but it's not stupid. It's like, that's a little nod to the original, but it's not like so in your face where it's like they're just bringing loads of stuff back. It's like, it feels like it's a good new arc. Like the whole thing where it's like Kevin Flynn's
I really love the father and son stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of
That's the
people.
best. Yeah,
a
that's
lot
what
of
I
was
people
trying to
argue
say,
that it's not as
basically.
developed, but I think it's developed enough that the emotional center is there. Like, I like how when they meet, isn't this big argument or overblown thing. Like, there's a bit of tension, but I wouldn't call it like full on.
I think the acting really sells it though.
Yes.
It's like they don't like obviously have loads of dialogue, but just the look on their faces, it's like, oh, this is like, it's it's quite powerful. And I think Cora being kind of in the middle of all of that, and like the way it's like, oh, I've kind of like got a new kid now. Also, my ISO person who I
cheated on my girlfriend twice.
Adopted. Yeah, it's like.
So wait. That makes the ending very weird then. With them
Well,
going off.
I wouldn't say so, because it's not the ISO. The Cora's not his actual.
She's not
kid.
his actual.
It's just his
father
protege.
thing. Yeah, exactly that protege who he's sort of like looking after because the rest of them got genocided by
It's a
this
TV
evil,
show
this
that we
evil
never
clone.
got to see.
The TV show is so good though. Like for the way they do all of that, where they have like the setup of like, the ISO genocide and all of that. Like the way they do a couple of episodes where Cora's in them, and it's like Cora interacting with all these
and
new
Clue
characters.
appears a few times.
Clue shows up right at the end. It's
not
really,
voiced by Kevin.
not voiced by Jeff Bridges, but it is him, and it's just brilliant. I think it's such a cool dynamic that adds a lot to this world, and that was part of why I like Legacy way more after I watched the show, because it adds a lot more scope to it, where it's like, actually, it's not just this like one area of the grid where everything revolves around Kevin Flynn. There's like all of these other people who are just vaguely aware of Tron and how he used to fight for the users, and like, oh, it's like they go back into the whole religion thing where it's like, do they believe in him? And then they get new Tron, which is like Elijah Wood, basically. It's basically Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
So you know how they get like, Tron is too old to fight, so he basically trains up this new program to be like a new version of Tron and like fight for the users and stuff. And it's like, it's so cool. I love that. And like I say, when they start tying it into Legacy and being like, it makes the whole thing way more tragic, because in Legacy it's just like a footnote of like, oh yeah, Clue came and killed them all.
I was going to say, why is this character not in Legacy?
Because it was done after Legacy.
Yeah, it was
done a year after Legacy.
It's basically like it's like Tron's The Clone Wars, so it's like it came out ever so slightly after, but it bridges the gap really nicely between the original film and the new one. So it sort of like explains what the fuck Tron was doing,
So it's
and
kind
like
of like the video game they did, where like you play as like a random fella and then he dies or something right before the event of the film.
Yeah, exactly that basically. And they were gonna set that. I think
Uprising was going to get a film.
it was gonna get
film,
like a proper film that like really fully led into like the start of Legacy, but they
there was a
cancelled
script.
it, so
There
they
was a
kinda just
script.
hinted it.
There was a script. One of the writers released on Twitter when Ares was coming out, and I believe it was originally pitched, but it never got picked up because Disney thought it was too dark, or Disney didn't really because. This was when Tron was
this was when Tron was like, it was like hemorrhaging money, so I'm not really
well, it
surprised.
wasn't really Tron's fault why we never got a third one. It was mostly Tomorrowland.
That's true. Yeah, that was
because it was 3 was happening. It was just Tomorrowland pretty much when Tomorrowland flopped, they just went, oh, well, I don't think Tron 3 would make any money. It would make money. It's just because you put a lifeline on the
Not if you cast Jared Leto.
I mean, yeah, would it have though?
It's kind of been proven now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But Tron Legacy didn't make money. It didn't make a good profit.
It made money, but like
it was a modest success.
Yeah. It wasn't a box office like massive hit.
Yeah,
and
none of the Tron movies were.
That's the problem. They wanted it to be Star Wars, but then
they bought Star Wars a year later.
But then it wasn't.
Well,
so
look at all the
Star
stuff
Wars
that they've sunk into it around that period. Like you've got all the promotional stuff for it. Like Disney Infinity went in on Tron massively.
Yeah.
But like I'm speaking from experience. I got given those figures for Christmas, and I
Nobody
never played as them, so I didn't know who the hell they were.
It was very funny
Exactly
because
that,
I think that was when a year before Tomorrowland was coming out. So my theory is that when that was coming out, they probably planned everything for free to come out. But when, like I said, it flopped, they just cancelled everything. I think that was what the rumor was.
They really did sink a lot into it because I mean they had like toys, like they had the TV show, like I say, which they sabotaged it intentionally because
they showed it like a very shitty time.
They basically decided after they'd already produced most of that series that it wasn't going to make any money, so they basically like hid it from the schedule so that nobody would watch it, so then nobody would complain.
I think they also knew the ending was
going to
be. I think they all knew the ending was going to be fucking bleak.
It's so stupid, but that's what I mean. And like even Disney at the time, I'm sure there was like a big. I can't remember which park it was, but one of them had like a big thing where they basically rebranded all of Tomorrowland as like
Hong Kong.
The Grid. Was it Hong Kong? Yeah. So they had like the end of line club, and you could go.
Oh no, it was Hollywood. I think it was California. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up with the ride in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Hong Kong where they put the ride, but that was like a little bit after. But yeah, that's what I mean. They sank a lot of money into this because they wanted it to be their big franchise, Star Wars killer or whatever. But then it wasn't.
Well, that's kind of the thing because like. Disney treats Tron like shit and everything else, but like they seem to treat it really well in their theme parks, which is bizarre.
Yeah,
it's got 2 massive rides, like massive shops, stuff all over, and merchandise. It's like always in what's it called, Kingdom Hearts.
I couldn't believe it when I went to the Magic Kingdom of how much Tron stuff there was. I really was like. My God, because everywhere else in the world, especially over here, nobody gives a fuck about Tron. No. I'm sorry, but there's, I just want like anything. You can get lightsabers everywhere, but you just cannot get like identity discs or anything. Yeah. The only place you can get them is in Disney World or Disneyland.
And they cost an arm and a fucking leg.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. I was amazed because, like you say, even when Ares was like making no money, they've still restocked like that
it has
new
pins
Ares.
And everything for it.
Yeah, like a lot of that Ares merch is like still going, I think, because they did the whole reskin for the ride.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, did they do that? Yeah.
They did do that, and it was like it's cool. Like they really do commit to it. But I think the reason they do that is because the people who design the Disney parks are the nerds who watch Tron like us and love it. Where like everybody, the people making the films are more. They're worried about is it going to succeed, and reality is they very rarely do. And but all of that being said, I think Legacy's a brilliant film, and I think that would be the place to start with Tron. That honestly,
because I watched it blind like last week, and the only thing I knew was that Daft Punk did the soundtrack, and that was it. And then I went in, and then I was like, okay, this intro's pretty good, and I'm like, I almost loved it, except. I think if I watched it after the TV show, I think I'd probably love it.
Well, that's the thing.
Do you watch the TV show and then watch the film straight after? I think I'd recommend that.
It's kind of it was kind of like a weird thing for me because I watched Legacy first and I was like, it's fine, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then I watched the original Tron and I thought, it's fine, it's whatever. Yeah. And then I went back and watched Legacy again. I thought, oh yeah, this is pretty good now that I've seen the original.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched the original Tron and I thought, oh yeah, this is pretty good now that I've seen Legacy.
That's basically exactly what happened to me.
So it's really weird.
It is weird how that happens. I don't know any other franchise like that where you benefit from watching them out of order or like letting it fester on your mind for like a month and then going back and being like, actually this is cool. But I think it works in the same way a lot of like I read quite a lot of old like cyberpunk novels and they're great because they do the same thing where it's all this, it's like sci-fi gibberish that's like makes no sense. But like all it takes is like the odd little word or phrase or like a little invention that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool, actually, I like that. And then that sticks in your head. And then you go back and you see, oh, actually, there's more. It's all of that is still cool, but there's a little bit more to it than that. And like, Tron works in the same way. I think it's just it sticks in your mind. Eventually, you come back, and also it helps that the music's really catchy, so you're never gonna forget the score.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think watching them out of order, like because I watched the original Tron, Ares, then Legacy.
Oh
so,
yeah, that is
so
really
I
weird
rewatched the
order.
original Tron, then Legacy, and and I had more of an appreciation for the original Tron.
So
out of all of them,
how come you'd like watch Tron so much, but you never got around to Legacy then?
I don't know.
Yeah,
because I remember seeing something about it, but like you said, they seemed to like hide it. Like Disney just with the TV show. I never watched it because what was it on?
It was on Disney XD,
and I
like,
love Disney XD.
It was on. I think they scheduled it Sundays at midnight.
Oh.
Who the hell is gonna watch that? Nobody's gonna watch that show.
I remember keep staying up for some stuff for that. I wasn't a big Tron fan as a kid, but I remember staying up.
I didn't. I was always a Cartoon Network kid, so I never really.
Dion, that does not surprise me in the slightest. That you were like 8 years old, sitting up until midnight to watch Disney XD.
Tron Uprise.
I was watching Johnny Bravo at midnight.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh god!
But
we're gonna go off schedule. Aren't we?
So I was like, I was never quite. I wasn't really aware of it. Like my only experience of it at the time was playing the arcade game whenever I found it and thinking that was kind of cool because I loved the glowy cabinet. And then trying to watch the original and thinking it was stupid, and then eventually getting into Legacy because, somebody edited the song "Derez" from the Legacy score over clips of Akira, like an AMV, and that was what made me want to watch Legacy because I remember seeing that. I was like, "This is the coolest thing I have ever seen," and then I watched the whole film and I was like, "The rest of the score is the coolest thing I've ever heard." The film, it didn't do it for me initially, but it does now. Look at me now. I'm certified bithead. I love it.
Yes.
So, yes. Do you want to move on to Ares now? Probably should.
Finally, let's talk about Tron Ares. Did it deserve the backlash and poor box office performance that I received? I think maybe. It's definitely one of the hardest films to say because on one hand, I think. Did it deserve the flop?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But was it a bad film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Picking Jared Leto was a choice.
I mean, that's the thing. I know you're going to have to address the sort of Jared Leto in the room, but like, I don't know. Like, okay,
Jared Leto stinks in it.
I know he's terrible, but like, I kind of bought it in the same way I bought the CGI Jeff Bridges, where he's like, really stilted and stupid sounding, but he's a program. Like it's like the whole thing where it's like, oh, it's their first day on Earth. It is like his first day on Earth, and he's acting like it. And I know that's not a compliment because Jared Leto always acts like that because he's a bad actor. But in this case, it almost. I don't know. I could buy it. I don't think it was great.
At least you get to see him die over and over.
Yeah, exactly. That you get to see him get eviscerated, which is quite sad.
I just don't like it because like I was saying before about the intro, obviously it's just reheated nachos, but like at the start it says like, oh, these characters that you cared about from the last film, forget about them. They don't matter.
That montage in the opening, I think I said this to Jake, I enjoyed it, but like it really just felt kind of lame how much it was trying to copy Legacy.
Start of its derivative, and I do think it is like, it is derivative. I think they rely on the nostalgia a little bit more, and there's some
not on Tron 1, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, there's some moments. It varies actually. I think it varies because there's some moments where they do that thing that they do in loads of like Legacy sequels now, where they'll like quote lines from the original films. Like when the guy presses the button, he says, "That's all in the wrist." I was like, oh, it was like that was like wincingly bad. But then I quite like the fact that they also, on the other hand, in that very scene, they call back to the fact in the original, the first thing they send into the grid is an orange. The first thing they keep permanent out of the grid is an orange tree. I was like, oh, that's kind of cute.
That's cool.
Yeah. Little details like that. I was like, oh, they do kind of know what they're doing. Like I do feel like they know.
I did also kind of like the plot. I forgot her name. The main character,
the CEO person.
Greta
Lee's character is very interesting. Yeah. I do like her, even if she was kind of forgettable and generic compared to Sam, who
Sam's a more fun
Sam definitely
character.
a bit one-dimensional, but I would say
Sam is one-dimensional, but I'll give him more leeway because he's the son of Flynn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's very much a main plot point.
This random woman who's like shows up. She wasn't in the last film.
No,
but now her and her sister are like the CEOs of Encom.
Because Sam fucked up.
Yeah, because
it's so funny to me that he just left. It's like.
But I was going to bring up my point that I've been wanting to say for a while.
Go on.
Because I was waiting specifically for Ares.
Okay.
Because to me, Tron is what Avatar is to most people.
Yeah.
Because it's, especially Ares, is very carried like by visuals.
Yes.
And like I watched it in 3D and I was like, this is amazing.
It's
like,
so good. Yeah, the
and
visuals are still really good.
because,
I think.
like you were saying, the characters, especially in Ares, are very cut out, like cardboard cutouts, like forgettable.
Yeah.
But
Even
like
then,
I said, it's my Avatar. It's
I
just
think,
very
I
visually.
think Ares is the worst looking out of the three of them as well.
I don't know. I saw it in 3D and I was like, wow.
It was amazing in 3D.
I was bored in the cinema, and like that's the place where you lock in
Half
because
the
you've
cinema
paid
was-
money for it.
Yeah, true.
I was sat there like I kept checking my watch halfway through. I was like,
I thought
God,
you
how long's left of
enjoyed
this?
it.
I gave it's like no I didn't.
Yeah.
it's like it was like teetering on the edge of I don't like this and it's fine. It's just like
Well, you never know.
You never-
If the Tron
the majority.
sort of pattern at the minute, you might watch it again when it comes out on Disney Plus.
I
and
watched
it's,
it again.
it's the best thing ever.
I doubt that.
I doubt it. Yeah.
I love it how the fan base was in half because they were like, please, people go see it
People
so we can get
I
another one.
know.
But they're like, oh, but Jared Little.
I hated the whole thing because it was like I really quite liked it, and
Yeah, same.
I loved seeing it in the cinema, just for the sheer novelty of seeing a new Tron film in the cinema in like IMAX 3D. I was like, oh my god, like this is probably never going to happen again. I need to enjoy this.
I remember you were going, oh, I'm so excited. I'm thinking,
I was proper excited.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, maybe it was just copium on my part because I
I
was really.
thought it was fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
good.
fun.
yeah.
But like at the same time, I'm gonna kind of agree with Billy. I think the stuff with inside the grid, Jesus Christ, compared to Legacy, that grid was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, but
It's
like
just red.
I know, but they got like that's like
well, that's
the
just like the Dillinger grid.
evil grid
Yeah.
versus like evil grid versus Flynn's grid versus the Encom grid, which is like
I did like the Encom grid.
I love when they go to
to
the Encom grid. That was like my favorite part of the whole thing. And I know I just said like I hate it when they like pander to the nostalgia, but come on, it was,
that was like
that
the
part
only
was-
bit of the film that I really enjoyed. 'Cause
Same.
that was so
It's like-
cool.
Just put the Debbie Downer out there. I don't like really any of the characters in the film.
Yeah,
I don't like the visuals. I don't like the fact that it just ditches everything interesting about the last film.
Yeah.
It feels like a legacy sequel to the original, and it just completely
As if it just-
as if
Ironically-
Legacy never existed.
I'm right enough. The sequel that is called Legacy.
Yeah, and I don't like the score.
That's the thing. I know. See,
Oh,
that's the
boy.
thing that even everybody who didn't like the film still quite likes the score.
the
but
score
like,
and the visuals. People like say, oh, and then you're
Yeah.
the
I was
complete opposite.
bored listening to the score last night. Dion was like, "Oh, this is pretty good." I put it on, give it the benefit of the doubt.
mhm.
I was like, "There's still so many tracks left in this. It all sounds the same, and it's like really boring."
It reuses a lot of the first track.
There's a
Yeah.
couple of decent tracks in it, but like the vast majority of it is so boring. And I felt that in the film, it didn't feel like it
Yeah.
suited the scenes that they were in. Like there was like these really high intensity scenes,
Yeah,
and like the soundtrack just sounded really like mellow and
I
slow.
don't know. I kind of liked it. I think it was very much. It was supposed to be Ares' thought process because "Who Wants to Live Forever" is used when.
I had to skip that track.
I love
Yeah.
it. I remember
It's-
telling you it's my favorite
I
track
know.
of the whole.
I didn't really
I
like
love
that
it.
track. I can't lie, but I don't.
The instrumental version of it, which plays when he's talking
I'm
to Kevin, is
extremely
great.
torn because I sort of agree with you, but I also agree with you at the same time. Like I can't.
I agree with you, Dion.
Because I did, yeah. Because like I remember thinking it was really cool, but I think it's because I already quite liked a lot of their. I don't really like Nine Inch Nails the band. I think they're a bit boring, but I do really. I know. I'm sorry, but I do love their scores, like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. I fucking watched Challenges in the cinema just so I could hear that score, and like I love almost all of the stuff that they do, and like I thought this was another good one, but I thought it was like. It didn't quite. If it wasn't Tron, it would be like great, but it's because it's like it's trying to live up to this legacy of like Daft Punk, Wendy Carlos, and it's it was another really good Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor score, but it wasn't as good as some of the other Tron
I
stuff.
don't think it's that good, but like compared to what we've had with other soundtracks
Oh, but
this
I'd
year,
ra-
I absolutely.
I'd
love it.
rather have it than like just a generic instrumental.
I've
like,
listened to
orchestral
the
score from,
I've
like-
listened to the album like 593 minutes.
That's
Supposedly.
right. It's
Wow.
crazy to me that you've listened to it that much because I did like it,
I'd
but
be like
like
the fella from Clockwork
I was
Orange.
just about to say.
But like
it doesn't have.
I
the
will say
same-
there's one part I really want to talk about because I want to see what everyone thinks. What does everyone think about Kevin's cameo? Because I loved it.
I liked it.
It's the only part of the film which made me go, damn, I really wish we had more of this.
It's cool, but it's just I don't like the actual deifying of Kevin Flynn. Because the whole point in the original was, like you were saying before, the programs treat the users as gods, but then like Kevin Flynn dismisses that
he's
Tron's like, oh, a user wouldn't do that, and Kevin's like, oh no, we're basically the same.
It doesn't make any sense.
You get to this one, and he's walking around in like Jesus robe with his hands out to the side, like he's some sort of messiah, and he's speaking like gospel mixed in with 80s slang. It's just bizarre.
I agree with that. I think it would have been better if they had like a different character do that role, but they could still keep Kevin Flynn, because he basically Tron, or even like he reminded me more of Dumont from the original. He looked like Dumont, and he sounded like Dumont.
People wouldn't have turned up for the film even less if they not Dumont in the trailer instead of Kevin Flynn.
I know. I remember I read a theory that Kevin Flynn was going to become human again, and that was just him. But sadly, that never happened. Well,
so
that really annoyed me.
How does he come back? Because he
never comes back.
It's not him. He's like
he's got dead.
Well, they never confirm
like
if he does die or if he doesn't.
That's what the track is called.
You assume that he's dead after Legacy, and then in Ares, it's just like a remnant, like a memory of the program within the old Encom grid.
A random access memory, would you say? Yes.
He very much outright does say he's pretty much part of the grid as like a memory.
I like the fact it's not actually he doesn't really know though, because they like try to explain. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm just
it is just the Han Solo cameo in the episode 9 of Star Wars. He just shows up. Why are you here? I dig it. Now they just needed us.
To be honest, so even if he does seem like he's half-assing it, I can't lie. He's actually acting better than nearly everyone else in the film.
He is, to be fair.
That's
because it's Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges is just always cool. He doesn't even have to do much, really. But like
everyone except the guy who plays the villain, like everyone else is just kind of like very wooden, and then you have Jeff Bridges, who's just absolute.
Jeff Bridges' unending love of this franchise is one of my favorite things about him, though, because he could quite easily like brush it under the rug and say, I was broke in the 80s, I just did it. But like you can tell he really loved that film, and like he loved Legacy. And I think he even quite loves this one, like
because he outright has said that. Oh well, like over time, this film might be like my other films, which was.
I think it will. I think it'll get a cult following from someone, whether it's 9 Inch Nails fans or like
Jared Leto.
There's no such thing as a Jared Leto fan. I do still think he was the weakest part because his acting's not great, but it was the fact that it was like his greasy hair.
I remember
Jared Leto.
I remember you saying when we went left. I don't know if it was copium, like you said, but I remember you going, I really thought he fit well in this film.
Well, I do agree. I still think it wasn't anywhere near as bad as it could have been. If he was like trying to play a human, I would have thought, oh my god, this guy sucks. But because he's like, like a primitive program who's learning how to live and everything. I know it's like the most cliche thing ever, but like I thought he sold that fairly well. He was all right.
They should have just kept his helmet on, then people wouldn't have
complained.
Yes,
if he had just kept his helmet on, because he comes out and it's like, it's like Rinsler. I was like, this is so cool, because it's like,
Then he takes it off and
then
like,
this greasy-haired Jared Leto looking back at you, like, completely out of it. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, I think that's all the creating of a perfect system we've got time for today.
Yes!
Make sure to check out our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook pages for more Cine Club podcast content and updates.
As always, this episode was recorded and produced by us, the Sunderland University students, as well as being engineered and edited by Emily Main. Special thanks goes out to Steve Cannon, Barbara Sadler, and Richard Berry. A reminder that our 4 light cycle riders this week have consisted of me, Jake,
me, Billy,
me, Elliott,
and me, Dion. This has been a Cine Club production for Spark. Thanks for listening.